5 Scariest Cities in America, based on real crime data. These aren't legends. These aren't ghost stories passed around a campfire. These are 5 real American cities where the danger isn't something that might be lurking in the shadows, it's something you can actually measure, year after year, incident by incident, in numbers that most people never bother to look up. We're ranking these 5 cities using violent crime rates per 100,000 residents, the standard measurement law enforcement and researchers use to compare cities of very different sizes fairly. And by the end of this list, you'll understand not just which cities carry the heaviest reputations, but why. Number 5. Oakland, California. Oakland carries one of the highest violent crime rates of any major U.S. city, sitting at roughly 5 times the national average. But violent crime is only part of the story here. Oakland also leads the country in certain property crime categories, especially vehicle theft, where rates run several times higher than the national norm. Locals will tell you it isn't random bad luck. Organized theft rings, repeat break-ins, and coordinated retail theft operations have made car ownership and small business security a daily concern for residents in a way that goes beyond typical urban crime patterns. Here's the twist, though. By late 2025, Oakland recorded its lowest number of homicides since 1967, a dramatic single-year drop compared to the year before. City officials are calling it real progress, even while property crime remains a persistent, exhausting problem for everyday residents trying to protect their homes and vehicles. Number 4. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's violent crime rate sits at roughly 5.5 times the national average, a number shaped by decades of industrial decline, population loss, and economic hardship that reshaped the entire city. What makes Detroit's crime data particularly striking isn't just the citywide average, it's how unevenly that danger is distributed. Entire neighborhoods have been left with abandoned housing stock and reduced police presence, creating pockets where crime concentrates far more heavily than the citywide numbers alone would suggest. Meanwhile, other parts of Detroit have seen real investment, new development, and genuine community revival. That contrast, a shrinking, struggling population in some areas existing right alongside meaningful rebuilding in others, is what makes Detroit such a complicated case study in urban safety. The statistics only tell half the story. Number 3. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore holds one of the highest homicide rates among large American cities, and it leads the nation outright in robbery rates. These aren't new problems. Baltimore's challenges trace back through decades of economic disinvestment in specific neighborhoods, and the city gained intense national attention following the death of Freddie Gray in 2015, an event that tense national attention following the death of even St. Louis, though, has seen a genuine turn for the better recently. Homicide rates fell significantly during the first half of 2025, marking the city's lowest mid-year murder count in more than a decade. It's not a full turnaround yet, but for a city that has spent years near the top of these rankings, any sustained decline is worth paying attention to. And number 1. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis holds the highest violent crime rate of any large city in America, sitting at nearly 7 times the national average. To put that in perspective, if the national violent crime rate were a single step, Memphis would be standing nearly 7 steps further down that same path. Aggravated assault is by far the most common offense driving these numbers, fueled largely by persistent gun violence and repeat offender patterns that have proven difficult to break. Compounding the issue, the Memphis Police Department has been operating with hundreds of officers below its authorized staffing level, stretching law enforcement resources thin across a large and challenging area. But even Memphis, the city topping this entire list, isn't standing still. Recent department data shows a significant year-over-year drop in overall crime, along with a sharp decline in both homicides and carjackings. It suggests that even America's most statistically dangerous large city might finally be turning a corner after years at the top of these rankings. So here's the real takeaway behind all 5 of these cities. Despite carrying some of the worst violent crime statistics in the entire country, every single city on this list is currently trending in a more positive direction than it was just a year or 2 ago. Crime rates that once seemed permanently fixed in place are shifting, in some cases dramatically, and faster than most national headlines have caught up with. Whether that improvement holds steady, accelerates, or reverses over the coming years is something only time and continued data will tell us. But for now, the numbers suggest something more complicated and more hopeful than the reputations these cities have carried for decades. If you found this ranking genuinely eye-opening, subscribe for more data-driven breakdowns of the places, patterns, and numbers most people never take the time to look up for themselves. And let me know in the comments, which of these 5 surprised you the most, and did any of them make you completely rethink what you assumed you knew? Ready Gray in 2015, an event that